Rated mature.
Zakharavia, the fallen city. Whatever haunts this cursed city, I will face to find my friend.
So, Victor Vran is an action RPG launched back in 2014 as a developer project from Hemimont Games, but the guys behind the Tropico games. So they brought the game forward. It was a project that they wanted to do for the love of it. They wanted to bring it forward, and they loved Motorhead. So you know,
that's awesome. Like, we love games and Motorhead.
Yeah.
So let's just make those things merge.
So the producer there, he followed Motorhead around since he was like 15, and he knew Lemmy and he knew Lloyd Kaufman as well, and he just wanted to bring the full essence of Motorhead into the game. So they built this whole expansion to the game based on Motorhead, with worlds based around Motorhead, monsters based around Motorhead, bosses, outfit, weapons. You can power slide with your electric guitar.
Throwing whiskey bottles at people.
Yeah,
taking off his mole and hucking it.
Thank God they weren't like Britney fans, right?
Yeah, no, that was
the game.
Oh my God!
Imagine that. Britney through the ages.
Awesome. Could have been awesome.
That would have been different.
So yeah, so break it down. Victor Vran.
So it's what you're seeing here is we're just entering the first world within Motorhead.
The world of Motorhead.
The world of Motorhead. So this is Snaggletooth, man. Snaggletooth is the mascot of the band. We're entering this world where Lemmy's left Snaggletooth to protect this world, and he's been put to sleep, and then he's been corrupted. So this is the corrupted war pig you're seeing here.
Yes.
The war pig machine, dude.
Right.
I don't know if you can get any more actual metal than that, dude.
And it starts out because Lemmy is in the bar.
So, you think you have found a way to
with a bartender called Lloyd Kaufman.
Nice.
The bartender is called Lloyd Kaufman, or he is Lloyd?
It is Lloyd Kaufman.
Like from Troma.
From Troma.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Wow.
Which
Awesome.
is awesome. I mean, Lemmy and Lloyd were friends in real life. Lemmy's been in a load of Troma films, including there's a new film coming out, which Lloyd will kill me if I don't mention, which is Return to Return.
Yeah, Return to Newcomb High.
There you go. Shout out to you, Lloyd.
Yes.
Lemmy needs a demon hunter, and asks Lloyd Kaufman if he knows one. He happens to know Victor, so Victor is called upon, which is where we're heading to at the moment. So we're on our way to the bar to meet Lemmy.
So you play as Victor Vran throughout the whole
Yeah.
experience. Okay.
Yeah.
So you play as Victor Vran, but there are outfits inspired by the members of the band as well.
Now, is Victor Vran a fictional character, or is based on real, or?
I'm gonna have to say he's probably fictional, but
Okay.
There's definitely a demon hunter like him somewhere, man.
yeah. I think
At least
there's
he thinks he is. He dresses like one. He talks
Yeah.
like one.
I think there's a little Victor in all of us.
I'm really not doing too good here.
So you're doing terrible.
I mean, no pressure. Just everyone watching.
Yeah.
So
Now, this is like a new, or not a new, but an interesting thing for me. This is a ARPG or a CRPG played with a controller.
Yeah, absolutely. So the developer had a long history of building games for console, and they always wanted to bring Victor to console, but PC gives you a natural market to launch a game and develop it before you bring it forward. So they launched initially on PC, but the whole control set has been designed for console, so it's very tactile. It's not an awkward RPG port.
Now, is that a challenging thing to take from PC to console, especially with a game of this type when people are sort of typically playing it on PC?
I think the play style is natural. I mean, you have the development side, which you have to go through, and the cycles that you have to go through are very different between console and PC. But the game translates really well, and there's so it wasn't a big mission to redefine the controls or anything like that.
They had a pedigree with it as well, with Tropico.
Sure.
You know, that style of game originally was a PC mouse point and click. You could never imagine it being on a controller. So they've sort of mastered how to bring one format to the next. And you know, it came out on PC 2015. So 2 years later, we're bringing it to console. So we're bringing it now. It's perfect, and now it's right. And it launches this spring. It's called the Vran Overkill Edition, which contains the base game that's playable on Steam, as well as Motorhead Through the Ages on the disc, and Fractured Worlds as well.
So,
which is another expansion.
Each of the areas within the game, each of the worlds has its own hub. So this is the hub for the Motorhead world, which has to be a bar, right?
Of course it has to be.
There's no other option there, and this is actually...
It's a spa? Like what?
This has all been inspired by the Rainbow Bar and Grill, where Lemmy spent a lot of his time. So you've got Lloyd Kaufman at the bar here. So Lloyd Kaufman is actually the narrator through the game, and he does the banter through the game as well. If you start messing up, Lloyd is going to ridicule you. And but we've got about 3 hours of outtakes of Lloyd just going off on one in the voice studio.
Some of it we can never play, or it'll never see the light of day. It's brilliant.
So how was it going through and getting like the Lemmy seal of approval?
So, I mean, the game was conceived back in 2014, the Motorhead expansion, and Lemmy and the rest of the band as well, Phil and Mickey, were all involved in the creative process to define the game and that journey.
So they were actually like hands-on.
Yeah. I mean, Lemmy played a prototype of the game before his passing, and so he was very much involved.
Okay.
In fact, he would have had a bigger part in the game, and the project evolved slightly with his sad passing. So you know, it has changed. I'm just going to change up some demon powers here so you guys can see some of the Motorhead powers.
He had two real cares for the game, and I won't use the words I used earlier. But it had to look awesome and had to sound awesome. And that's all he really cared about, was it being authentic to Motorhead. And I was with Phil Campbell, the guitarist, a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how...
Just casually?
Just casually.
Guitarist from Motorhead a couple weeks ago.
It's what I do. No. And he was talking about how Lemmy really enjoyed it and loved seeing what was achieved by the developers.
Right
and it is authentic. I think fans of the bands will see a lot in the world, walking around, and there's a lot of little nods and tributes. But each world is inspired by a part of Motorhead. So this one here is inspired by Lemmy's love for the war and for military. And there's two of the worlds which we haven't shown yet, which again is sort of expand and show you different parts of the band.
So I'm just zapping some guys with my electric guitar here, and power slide to victory.
Yeah.
So is there like an item like loot pickups and stuff like that, or how does the like upgrades and all that stuff work?
Yeah, sure. So it's a loot-based RPG. It's not constrained. You're not constrained to being in a class that you pick at the end of the game. You pick up the items and you build the class around your play style. So there are different types of objects which define how your character handles, so that you can get talismans, you can get outfits. All of these have different buffs and debuffs, along with the weapon classes themselves, which have a massive effect on how you play. Now I'm getting a few enemies here, so I'm going to round them up, and I'm going to bring in the bomber for the Motorhead fans there. I missed. That wasn't very good. Let's get some. So
I didn't hear a word you were saying. I was listening to Lloyd Kaufman.
I told you that he has such a distinct style.
So